Get ready for 120 words per minute speed. 5 seconds. Start. Facts in brief leading to the present petitions are as under. A. The respondent herein filed an application under Section 12 of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, hereinafter referred to as the DV Act, before the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, Tis Hazari Court, stating inter alia that she was married when she met the petitioner herein in the year 2010. She got married to him in the year 2015 after obtaining a divorce from her husband. It is stated that the applicant respondent herein has a son, namely Master Gopal, aged 13 years, from her previous marriage. The child is presently studying in Sharada Public School, Delhi. It is stated that the petitioner herein is running a business of motor parts from his shop. It is also stated that the petitioner herein has other shops which he has given on rent, and he earns about rupees 10 lakhs per month from his business. It is stated that the petitioner herein had not disclosed his marital status to the applicant respondent herein when they both met, so as to induce the respondent to marry him. It is further stated that the petitioner herein executed a marriage agreement to show his genuineness and responsibility towards the applicant respondent herein and her child. It is stated that in the agreement it was mentioned that the applicant respondent herein was married and has a son from her previous marriage. It is stated that later the petitioner herein told the respondent that his wife is on dialysis and would not survive long, and therefore he is looking for a life partner, and that he is going to marry the applicant respondent herein. It is stated that the applicant respondent herein took divorce from her husband and got married to the petitioner herein on 21/11/2015. It is stated that another agreement cum marriage deed was entered into between the petitioner herein and the applicant respondent herein on 22/11/2015. It is stated that the petitioner herein had arranged a rental accommodation and both of them were living as husband and wife. It is further mentioned that the name of the petitioner herein is shown as the father of the child of the applicant respondent herein in the school records. It is also stated that in the bank accounts of the respondent herein, the petitioner is shown as a nominee. It is stated that differences arose between the parties and the applicant respondent was subjected to physical and mental abuse by the petitioner herein. It is stated that the applicant respondent herein filed an FIR against the petitioner herein. The applicant respondent herein therefore prayed for an order restraining the petitioner herein from evicting the applicant respondent herein from the rented accommodation. An application for grant of interim maintenance has also been filed by the respondent herein. B. Summons were issued to the petitioner herein. The learned Metropolitan Magistrate, by an order dated 31/7/2020, restrained the petitioner herein from dispossessing the applicant respondent herein from the property bearing house number 35, Ramanivas, Ramnagar, Delhi. An application for the rectification of the said order was filed, stating that the address in the order was not correct. C. The petitioner herein prayed for a recall of summons and dismissal of the application filed by the respondent herein, contending that the respondent herein is not entitled to any relief under the DV Act because the respondent herein is not an aggrieved person, inasmuch as the petitioner and the respondent had never been in a domestic relationship, which is the sine qua non for maintaining an application under the DV Act. D. On 17/8/2020, the learned Metropolitan Magistrate corrected the address and restrained the petitioner herein for dispossessing the respondent herein from property bearing number C15, 2nd floor, Hamanagar, New Delhi 110026. However, the learned Metropolitan Magistrate rejected the plea of the petitioner herein to dismiss the case on the ground of maintainability, stating that the question as to whether the respondent herein is an aggrieved person or not, and whether she was in a domestic relationship with the petitioner herein or not, cannot be decided at the present stage without leading evidence. The learned Metropolitan Magistrate also directed the parties to file their income certificates along with supporting documents as warranted by the judgment of this court. E. By an order dated 26/12/2020, the learned Metropolitan Magistrate directed the petitioner herein to pay an interim maintenance of Rs 10,000 per month from 26/10/2020 to the respondent herein towards maintenance of child and also towards the rent bar accommodation. F. The order dated 17/8/2020 dismissing the prayer of the petitioner for recalling his summoning order under the DV Act was challenged by the petitioner herein by filing an appeal.